FM4 is a Mexican non-governmental organization that was made by students who shared a preoccupation for the shelter and migrant situation in Mexico. And so, with this preoccupation, the students decided to create an organization that would help migrants have a shelter for a determined time, which was obviously long enough to restore their health and help them get a home in Mexico, among other plans. In 2010, FM4 made its first shelter, where other people are able to volunteer and help with the caring of the migrants. After making its first shelter, the organization realized that the people were not really aware of the problem, so they organized events that helped the society become aware of the problem and its gravity. Afterwards, they began giving migrants backpacks that would contain materials to fulfill the basic needs, such as food, water, and clothes. Taking into account that the basic needs also cover family, they created a program in which migrants could call their family without any type of connection. Finally, FM4 has made contacts that help the MUN find migrants who disappear. So FM4 started running these migration paths that the migrants would take from the south part of Mexico to the north part of Mexico, being the USA. They realized that in between the cities, or those paths that don't really have much people in them, these migrants would get raped, would get killed, or kidnapped. So this is why FM4 is actually really important, because FM4 started making making connections with other organizations that will help them search for disappeared people and to restore the health of these migrants physically and mentally, for those who had suffered someone who died on their way, or the abandonment of someone, or someone being raped. And they would help them move on to other places, or even stay in Mexico with the help of the government, so that they would actually not be illegal. And to start, even though it is obvious, it is important to mention that the UNHCR is part of the United Nations, which was created after the Second World War to maintain peace. Now, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, or as I said before, the UNHCR, is an organization made in the 1950s, which was actually when a lot of people started running away, losing everything. Since then, the UNHCR has been helping refugees find somewhere to stay and give them a decent quality of life, which was rejected in the original homeland. The UNHCR and organizations that are affiliated with it have been helping raise money to fuel the main necessities of the Algerian refugees, amongst other people. Although times may be difficult, the UNHCR and UN are still trying to gain funds for better aid for Algeria. Another example is Mexico, in which the UNHCR has been helping for more refugees to be able to stay in Mexico and not be withdrawn out of the country. Finally, there are cases like in Syria, where the UNHCR is giving aid to those who are stuck inside Syria and giving passage to other countries nearby or far away, although they are mostly nearby. The UNHCR is a great organization that helps its smaller organizations with the same or similar purposes as the UNHCR. Statistics have shown that by the end of 2016, the sheltering and accepting of refugees have gone up to a 92%, comparing it to the 1980s. The situation has expanded to most of the countries of this world. Still, a definite solution is being searched by the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. So, the UNHCR's purpose is to give humanitarian assistance to the refugees, to the stateless people, or to the displaced people on different countries. It is an organization constructing a sense of help on the rest of the society by indulging these people, by these people I mean the refugees, into new societies in other countries in which they don't suffer from a lack of a good quality of life, in which they actually have a good quality of life. It also has as a purpose to make sure that people acknowledge this problem, to make sure that they know about this problem, and to make them conscious that they have to do something if they want for the situation to make better. But not only that, but it seeks to raise the numbers of accepted refugees, to give them a good quality of life, and to even stop these countries from having these people that actually lose everything and are not able to stay there. So organizations like this, like the UNHCR, actually help these people, but not only in other countries by moving them to other countries, but by giving them things that they need in the countries that they're in. If there are conflicts in one country, then they bring these things that they need so that people have a good quality of life, or at least a decent quality of life, or just the basic needs. And for other people to acknowledge this problem by putting them on the news, such as UN News Center, in which you can actually get in and see all the news, all the things that the UNHCR has done for these countries that actually inspire you to make a change. So what my committee has planned, that we actually haven't done it, is to make these backpacks in which we put clothes, food and water. This project has been mentioned before by me in this video when I said that this organization FM4 has done that years before this. And we bring these backpacks to the shelters and give them to the migrants, to the refugees that are there. Organizations such as the UNHCR and the FM4 Paso Libre should actually exist because they help us realize the problems that are happening in the real world. They are helping these people that have no place to go, no food, no aid, no nothing, and help them get a better life, even with a little bit, even with food, even with clothes, even by giving them a little bit of water. They help these people have a better lifestyle, make them happy, put them in shelters in other countries in which they might receive other bad things, but they are definitely better and are actually helping in getting rid of these problems such as discrimination, xenophobia, and such. These organizations want to make the world or a country act as one, instead of as many and only helping oneself. Or I only help myself because, it's the most convenient thing. No, they make sure that everyone gives just a little bit of what they have, or become conscious of the problem, so that they can encourage people who can give other people the things that they need, and to make sure that their human rights are respected and are part of a daily basis. So I think that's why we need them.
veamos falta de educación en los niños, para que esta sea la última vez que veamos crisis humanitarias, para que esta sea la última vez que veamos guerras y para que esta sea la última vez que veamos discriminación.